And we're rolling.
There's a familiar voice.
Yeah, hey, welcome back.
Yeah. So how's the transition surgery going? Your breast still hurt?
You beat me to it.
Yeah, I'm still working on the sitting down and peeing thing.
Yeah. So. Which bathroom do I use?
Do you feel like bringing everybody up to speed with your thing?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I went in and had a freaking hip replacement surgery.
Yeah.
And, man, I tell you what, that was an experience. You imagine it way worse than what it is.
You've actually recovered really well because Sam had his surgery on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And a good friend of ours had her surgery on Thursday the following day.
Yeah.
And she's still racked up. I mean,
Really?
she had a little complications, in her procedure.
Yeah.
And I almost hate telling her how Sam is progressing because...
So the short story on this is what you've surmised is you want my doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, that dude... seriously, everybody bitches about the medical system and how bad it is.
Right.
But I've watched this whole thing progress with him. And man, these people, first of all, the staff in the hospital is really good.
Oh, that's what I want to do is I want to give a major fucking shout out to Memorial Hermann Woodlands, the Joint Center.
Yeah.
Every one of those people that I interacted with from just the cleaning staff all the way through the doctors, the nurses, the patient care people, the physical therapists, everybody was fucking top notch. And the pharmacist, thank you for those goddamn Oxy, because those Oxy were the bomb.
I imagine that because
you were there that
That
night.
started to sound like a Grammy speech, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Hook you up with Brad Pitt's writer.
There you go. The follow-up, though, is phenomenal because I'm comparing his procedure to what my friend's going through with her procedure.
Yeah.
They're different. She had some complications he didn't have, but the follow-up that his doctors and staff are giving him is incredible. It's
what are you
incredible.
getting, like massages and stuff or what?
Pretty close.
Back rubs?
They literally called to check on him.
Yeah,
wow.
If they're
That's
not-
pretty
if they're not-
impressive.
If they're not calling me, they're sending like emails, letters. I mean, but they I can't say enough good things about that whole fucking experience.
You think they're billing you for those emails?
Oh fuck! I don't. I'll pay it.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Well, it's good to have you back.
It is.
It's going to be even. I mean, it's going to be even better when you start getting where we can hit the bike again.
Yeah.
I am.
Because I really need to do that.
I am looking forward to that.
Dancing with the Stars. I'm looking for your debut as to Dancing on the Stars.
That would
just
actually
heard
be great.
It would.
From that was just, hey, it's a payday. It's a payday.
Well, speaking of biking, me and Ken have been out doing some riding. That's kind of what we've done with our time here. Is a little bit of downtime on the podcast.
Cool.
Well, he's kind of so we really never rode trail, Sam, mostly because you're hip.
Yeah.
But so Todd found this really cool trail, and we actually. It's a good ride.
It is, man. I will say this. It's more of a workout. What you do in 30 minutes on a trail is what you would do on the street in like an hour and a half.
At least, yeah.
Because when we got done with that thing, we were gassed. It was rough.
I couldn't hardly stand up when I got off my bike.
Yeah, it was a good ride. So yeah, we've got some trails in the woodlands. When you're up and ready,
cool.
We're gonna drag you out there.
The nice thing about these trails is they're not aggressive like the mountain bike trails that some of them are dug out around here. You can actually there's room. You can navigate them.
Right.
There could be some challenges.
There are. And I was going to tell you, I got back there after you and I went. And
so you did break some new ground?
I did. I flattened some tires and broke a chain. So I found the rough part of it.
Right.
Okay.
But there's a lot of trail that you can ride that's just, it's good going. It's not rough on the bike. It's not rough on you. And there's a lot of people, so you got to kind of be cognizant of who's out there. A lot of walkers and dogs.
Our first day, we almost got mowed over by a Lance Armstrong wannabe.
Oh, dude, he was up on the pedals coming like 25 miles an hour.
Into a common area, which was what I couldn't understand about that. Because usually when you're approaching an area where people are entering a trail, that's when you should be slowing down.
I thought we were in a Monster Energy commercial.
Yeah, he's going for the finish line. Yeah.
Years ago when I was still in the Army or the Guard. So on my normal, I had a running routine where I would go through freaking Memorial Park. So I used to run like the Ho Chi Minh Trail there.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran the Ho Chi Minh Trail just because I just wasn't really into biking then. I wasn't into biking at all. So going through the trails, I couldn't even imagine going through some of those trails on a bike.
Right.
which kind of told me, just, when I was a kid, riding trails is one thing, but riding like the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the way it's supposed to be ridden, I was like, I got no fucking interest in that.
Yeah.
So, which kind of, and then with the hip thing and, with balance and being able to correct myself, I was just like, hey, this is just like an invitation for fucking myself up.
Yeah,
so that's why I just never really.
I almost bought it a couple of times on the rough part of the trails. It's like, you know what? I'm not 12 anymore. This is not quite as.
So here's a contrast for you. So when we ride on improved pathways, I'm usually up front. I'm pushing it pretty good. When I ride with Todd on the trails, I'm a good 40 feet behind him. I'm going a lot slower than him.
I remember that one time when we went riding through his neighborhood.
Oh man,
it's just like watching a 10-year-old.
Yeah, he's like hauling ass,
just hauling ass.
Yeah. It's a water boy moment. I kind of get up on the pedals and it's like, I just push it. I'm trying to get as much exercise in as I can.
You do have a good pace. I mean, for me, I feel like an old man when I follow this guy.
Well, because I have more of a cardio mentality where I'm stretching. I need to have endurance.
Well, you want to be in a zone. You're trying to hit a zone and stay there.
Yeah. I ride that way pretty much for the full time.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it's retard strength. I just get on it and just go.
Well, it's fun though. It's like I said, it's good to have you back, and it's good to see that you're getting ready to get back on the trail, because I think that's going to be some fun times.
I'm excited about it. So
it's going to be a good time. So a lot has happened in the last few weeks, and we really don't want to run a whole lot of. We'll talk a little politics a little bit later, but I found a video the other day. I follow this guy on YouTube called Sam the Cooking Guy.
I'd never seen him till today, and when you showed it to me, I'm like, I love this show. I'm already instantly in love with this show.
I wasn't familiar with this guy until when you circulated the video to the on the message stream. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I didn't know much about him, and so I've just been watching his videos off and on. He's a Canadian, and here, a little backstory on him is he originally was a pharmaceutical rep. Okay.
Wow.
So he worked for a pharmaceutical company, and when he left that, it was right around 9/11. He was supposed to start a travel show.
Okay.
For a network channel.
That kind of puts the brakes on that since they grounded all the planes.
Exactly. What happened is it kind of blew the whole travel thing up. So he started making videos on YouTube. Okay. And he started out by remodeling. They gutted his kitchen. He lives in San Diego.
Right.
So they gutted his kitchen, and they were doing cooking videos from this kitchen that was being remodeled. And then he just turned it into a full-time vocation. And he has actually 2 restaurants in San Diego.
The food that I saw him prepare looked good. I mean, the guy looks like he knows what he's doing.
So everything he does is simple. He's like, why would I want to complicate this? I just want him to have really good ingredients with really good food. Right. So anyway, he has this video. Back in his early days, so I was studying more about this dude. So I found a video of him on the Today Show with Hoda and Kathy Lee.
Oh, yeah. So 2 wonderful people.
Oh, 2 chatterboxes, right? Yeah. So the video basically was he was on there, and they only give you like a minute.
Right. To cook whatever you're cooking.
Yeah, and so these 2 are yakking the whole time, and he kind of steps back and he goes, can y'all stop talking for just a minute and listen?
And he's dead serious. He's deadpan serious on his face. That was awesome.
Sucked the wind right out of the show.
That was the best part of the show.
Yeah, it was. So Hoda handled it pretty good, but you can see Kathy Lee just crunching up and I don't know, some people in the audience may be too young to know who this psycho broad is, but it was Frank Gifford's wife.
Frank Gifford.
Yeah, remember that?
Yes.
And then they
did That's Incredible together.
Yes, they did. And she is just a snarky, nasty person.
Yeah.
She's a little Miss Christian everywhere, and blah, blah, blah. But when you see her...
She's mean and nasty,
She's very mean. Yeah, she's makes Tammy Faye Baker look like a lightweight, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was fun to watch.
She'll probably be calling this show here soon. Who are these guys?
Yeah, I think she's 80 right now.
Yeah,
she's pretty old.
Senility,
Yeah, so the senility really got worse. But I found another video. It was Howard Stern.
Oh yeah.
Had got that. That's the one I shared with you guys. And man, Howard just railed on Kathy Lee.
Oh yeah, he's got no love for her.
And so anyway, it was a funny video. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to talk a little bit about some of the shit we run into, and I'm sure everybody else runs into during the day.
Yeah, just restaurants rudeness in general, And
is it really a good idea to be a dick in a restaurant?
I'm not the guy that's going to be a dick in the restaurant.
Me neither.
Or just being a dick, period. Because like I told you before I came over here, I stopped over at my McDonald's that's right around the fucking corner from my house, and I had this craving for fucking fish fillet sandwich. So I get a single and a double. And
I'm just going to go ahead and say that's an odd craving from McDonald's. I mean, most people crave the McRib or the French fries.
I'm not a McRib fan.
You weren't listening to Jared Taylor, were you?
Yeah. No, but okay. So to
the hokey fish, that shit was funny, man.
To give context to the whole fish fillet thing is, I was raised Catholic. I'm Catholic,
right? So
Fridays. So, but I loved the fish fillet. So I was like, I'm just getting now back to sort of cooking at the house again. So anyway, I wanted something quick and dirty that I could pick up and eat on the way here.
Right.
So the lady,
good call.
And the
of all the things,
the staff that's been here has been there for fucking ages.
So they know you. Do they remember you? Have you made an impression on them? Not a negative one. I'm just saying, do they like
positive? I mean, I come there with my parents. So I
got a Jack in the Box, and I know like the lady that's worked there for like 20 years, and it's just like, okay, I know this dude's tacos every time. So anyway,
but she sees me, but I'm like all over the menu.
Right.
So anyway, she's like, hey, we just dropped the fish in there, blah blah blah. Can you pull around the corner and we'll be right out with your food? And I've read several stories where people will fucking go on and on about, I paid my money where I was supposed to pay, and I'm supposed to pick up my food at this fucking window. Fuck no, I'm not going to go anywhere. And I'm like, it's a goddamn fish fillet sandwich.
Give him a frozen fish sandwich then.
Fucking go around the corner. But the thing I don't get is being just fucking dicks.
Yeah.
Because somebody didn't check a fucking box in this fake metric that you have in your fucking head about this is what service is. Fuck you.
Generally, I see servers treated poorly in more expensive restaurants. That's generally where I experience that, because people are paying and they think they're entitled at that point to dole it out. If I'm spending $90 on a steak, and I'm agreeing with you, Graham. I'm saying there's no reason ever to be a dick.
Yeah.
At McDonald's, at Perry's, at wherever you're at, there's really not a reason for it. Now, granted, if the waiter's giving you guff or it's really bad service or they're taking it out on you, I can understand it. But to just go in and give people a rash of shit for no reason other than
you feel like you got inconvenienced.
I'm entitled and I'm you've inconvenienced me.
That's the part that just floors me. I'm like, fucking get over yourself.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, if you would have went around the corner and waited for 30 minutes, would you have been upset?
No, I wouldn't have waited that long. I would just gone apart.
Amount of time. Insert amount of time. What would you made you go inside and say, "Where's my sandwich?"
Oh, maybe if 10 minutes had gone by, I'd just parked and walked.
But you wouldn't have been a dick about it. You just would have gone to give me my sandwich.
No, I would not. I would not have been. I treat everybody well, even if you treat me like a dick.
Yeah.
I'll go in and I'm not gonna. I'll remember it the next time I come in.
Right.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure that you have a bad fucking day.
That is true. I've seen some instances where you could have hammered down and you didn't. So I'm
impressed.
Fair.
Yeah, that's not part of my personality.
Okay,
is to fucking go off on somebody. That's not me at all.
If I think you're trying to get at me, I will go off.
It depends.
If I think you're trying to dig at me, I don't know. That's part of my personality.
It depends on the day I'm having. I'm sorry, but I am that weak link sometimes. But just like today, when we were talking about his McDonald's experience, I went to Torchy's Tacos with a friend of mine earlier this morning. We had like a mid-morning breakfast meeting, and we're ordering, and I ordered one taco, a drink, and some queso. Right, $12.
Yeah.
He ordered like 3 tacos, queso, and all this. So he had a big order. So when it come time to and the girl, we were at the bar. So
when in Rome, man.
Yeah, so we were bartenders, right? So the bartender was waiting on us. So when it was time to close out, I said we'd like to close out and we'd like separate checks. So she came back and she handed it's $20.86 each, and I'm like,
man, that was an expensive taco.
Yeah, it was, and I was like, I looked at him and I said, I said something about taking my son to lunch. Yeah. So I don't mind. I guess I don't mind you splitting it down the middle instead of doing it separate. And she looked at me and she goes, "Well, if it was your son, you cheap bastard, you should have brought the whole lunch." I'm like, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're leaving. Yeah. I wasn't even going to go there.
Math made easy for Bambi. You didn't explain it, huh?
Exactly. I was like, wow. Okay. So there are going to be times, in the restaurant, have you ever watched the Oh, there's several movies where you'll get pubic hair in the food, or you'll get the special sauce.
Yeah.
You know, the waiting. I think is one of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, the last thing you want to do in a sub. I'm not. If it's not a high-end restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're working your way down the middle, and you're eating what I call a mid-level restaurant.
Right. Those
guys don't give a shit.
No.
Okay. And you're a
They make
dick.
minimum wage. You really think that they give a damn about their job at that point?
You don't want to be the guy getting the special sauce.
Every time.
That's the thing you don't want to do. Now, what I'll do if there's something objectionable on the plate, I'll bring it to their attention, but I'll do it in a nice way. Hey, I think they missed this. Can you fix? I'll go take care of it. But if it's one of those things to where I don't trust it, I don't finish it.
Yeah.
And then when they bring me the check, I ask them to take it off. And then if they don't, or if they do, regardless, I'm going to go talk to the manager on my way out and say, hey, dude, I eat here all the time. Something's not right today. You know, can you go look at it? Now, I find that a lot of people appreciate it when you do it that way.
Yeah.
But I've seen people, so I won't even mention any relation. I'll just say a story. I was with a friend going to the lake to go fishing, and we stopped at a Sonic in a rural East Texas town. And the only reason why I'm not going to say a whole lot of names is because he's been banned.
Wow. That's pretty strong.
Yeah. So
Sonic does not want your money. You've really done something.
You remember this one?
I do know this.
Yeah. I knew where we were going. But.
So he's allergic to onions. Okay. And he made it really clear when he ordered it. You pull in and you park and you order, right?
Now look here. I don't want no goddamn onions.
Pretty much. That's almost perfect representation of the discussion. And so when they took his money, he said, "Be sure I heard him, no onions twice." Yeah. So when the food comes out there and you open the windows, you can smell onions.
Extra onions.
You can smell onions like all day long. And dude, he backed up that truck, opened that, blocked off basically the driveway, got out of the truck, grabbed that bag and ran in the door. And I'm watching from the outside because his window's all the way around. And I see him raising his arms and hollering. Next thing I know, he throws the top of the bun across the kitchen and takes his hand like a flail and just starts slinging onions at this person on the other side of the counter.
Shit.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm on the phone with my wife going, well, I think we're going to have to bail somebody out of jail here.
Can you call a lawyer? I'm gonna need a lawyer.
So all said and done, I'm like, we need to leave. They've got to have called the cops on your ass.
Yeah.
So we leave, and he calls them and complains to the home office.
I want to see the police report for that.
Well, no police showed up.
Betty Lou, now you say he hit you with onions? Is that what I'm understanding here?
So what you're saying, he was assaulted.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. He calls the office.
That's okay. So he calls the home office, makes a complaint. He gets a phone call back 2 days later.
Right.
And they're talking about this whole thing, and he hangs up, and he's like laughing. And I go, what's wrong? He goes, well, I've just been asked by their home office to never frequent their restaurant ever again. I'm like, dude, that is funny.
That's when you know you did it right.
Oh God! I'm like, dude, that was.
I mean, if you're gonna go out big. You know what I mean?
He went out big. It was. Oh my God! It was funny though.
Yeah, I've never flung onions or anything like that.
Oh, he lost his shit, man. It was funny.
That's pretty good.
So I not just restaurants. So anywhere you get service, you have to keep in mind these people, man. I mean, it's tough enough for some of these folks to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of any situation where I've actually just turned into just this mindless, lost my fucking mind and done something that's...
Well, I've seen you do it one time drunk.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you drink, I've had some experiences.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing. It's passive-aggressive Sam when he's doing that.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
I got to smile the entire time.
He's got a lot of love going on. It's just very loud love.
Exactly. Exactly. We all enjoy it from time to time.
Yeah.
Brother loud love. Brother loud love.
Well, I guess, it's the rule of thumb is just don't be a dick when you're getting service. If you don't like the place, just leave.
Yeah, just leave. It's $12 generally. Just pay your money and go.
I mean, we watched a YouTube video the other day about a dude got into a fight with a girl in the window at a McDonald's. And that chick dove out the window at his ass.
She's coming.
She came out the window, man. I was like, you said what to me? And threw a milkshake at his truck. And she's climbing out the window. And I'm like, Yeah, you don't want to mess with that girl.
That makes me think, now that we're talking about that makes me think of the security guard video that I just recently posted in McDonald's. Did you happen to catch that?
Oh, is that
Green?
the one where the dude freaking decked up?
So you got 3 gangsters standing around the counter, and they're obviously, the manager's asking them to leave. I don't know what, you really don't have the context. There's no audio or anything, but the context in which you gather is the manager's asking them to leave. They were unhappy with the kids' meal they got or whatever. There's these 3 cats, though, and they're standing around, and they ain't moving. They're leaning up against the counter, and apparently this security guard was one of Mike Tyson's angry love children from a rape victim or something, because he was so into being a security guard. He's got security. Oh, dude, he's got security across his back all the way like police. And you can tell he's got the black vest on. I mean, dude looks amped, and he's built.
Yeah.
You can see it from the video. He says about 3 things to this guy, and he just cold cocks him. I mean, he just hauls off security. He's like, security to the front, 3 words, kerpow! And I mean, he lays the guy out.
Wow.
Hits the next guy and tries to hit the 3rd guy. The 3rd guy goes scrambling and running. But it's amazing what people will not put up with in a fast food restaurant. Well, so after watching that, I kind of learned my lesson. I'm never saying anything ever again.
Fast food restaurants after midnight?
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Even 10 o'clock at night is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it's getting a little iffy.
Oh, I've seen some Waffle House scrums that were pretty amazing.
That's got to be some brother, sister, wife thing going on there, though, right?
Well, it's funny. Like, so the night before surgery for me, so Chief and my buddy Jeff and my old sergeant, my old sergeant came into town because they were like, we're not letting fucking the Uber driver take you to the goddamn hospital. We're gonna be there for it.
Right.
So I was like, okay, rock on. So the night before, we all decided to. Chief is, I mean, Ken, you've met Chief.
Oh yeah.
So he's like super simple.
I've seen him in action in restaurants.
Yeah.
Though,
yeah, at the Nook.
Yeah. I was gonna get their ass kicked.
So anyway, we went to the freaking Waffle House because it was a clusterfuck when it came to because I basically paid for the hotel for all the guys who came into town.
Okay.
I was like, hey, I'm just giving you place to stay, and I've got it covered. So they didn't want to stray too far from the friggin' hotel, and I had to follow this like fucking regimen the night before. I had to do use some kind of special fucking soap, and I had to drink some like special drink. So we went to Waffle House, and I hadn't been to Waffle House in like 20 fucking years.
Who did this surgery? Buffalo Bill? Put the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, that's the crazy part is I've got all these fucking sponges, and it's crazy. So
y'all go to Waffle House.
Yeah, so we go to Waffle House. I hadn't eaten there in forever. So I was thinking, oh fuck, what's going to go down at Waffle House? Well, I kept telling them, hey, if you want to find something funny, even if nothing happens funny here while we're here, go to fucking YouTube, pull up Ross Patterson's video of Waffle House waitress, and you will fucking laugh your fucking ass off. Cause it is the funniest fucking video I've ever seen. Fucking hysterical.
No,
but anyway, that was my Waffle House experience.
Waffle House is iconic with clubs at night.
Don't they have like 4 things on the menu? It's been forever since I've been to Waffle House.
Well, they actually have a lot.
I love that. It's a super simple menu. From
hash browns, eggs, and pancakes.
Well, the way they say it, we take smashed. You can have smashed, scattered, scrambled.
Yeah,
they have all the different terminology they use for the way
they were super nice. I mean, they took care of us. Every need that we had. I mean, they took care of it. I mean, coffee, water, refill. I mean, they were super fucking sweet.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good place. I really like that. Well, let's talk about some cool trolling.
Speaking of Waffle Houses.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, did you have something?
No, I was just...
Yeah, Bernie. That's funny. No, so the Daytona 500 was this last weekend.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going to do the Bernie story.
Oh, we'll get to Bernie for sure. We'll feel the burn here in a minute.
Yeah, the flyover. Yeah. If you're going to do a flyover, that's the place to do it. He knew his audience with that, didn't he?
Yeah, they took Air Force One 800 foot off the deck.
Flyby.
Yeah.
800 foot off the deck with the big behemoth jet.
Dude, you hope they were playing Rock You Like a Hurricane.
You know it.
Coming over.
Oh, that place went nuts.
Somebody better have had the devil horns.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's it. You could that's the image I've got in my head. I didn't see it. I saw the clips afterward.
Yeah, it was incredible. So he does the flyby and they land. And then they get the motorcade out. And
he does the hot lap.
They do a hot lap with the Beast, man. I thought that was badass. Well, the start got delayed by rain.
Yeah.
And so he had to leave. And so all the haters were like, well, what's he leaving for? Because you hey, start your engines, that type thing. Yeah. So everybody was like hating on the dude, and I'm like, dude, this is the president of the United States. He can't stay in one spot that long.
Yeah, right. Dude, that race by itself is like 3.5 hours long.
It's an unscheduled delay. He's got to go.
You'd think a bunch of cars going 200 miles an hour would get there quick. Man, that thing takes for freaking ever to get done. I've watched it a few
Daytona
times.
was crazy, and that's the one where that dude had at the very end did a Ricky Bobby. Where
up on the roof.
Yeah, he got upside down and went across the finish line on fire. They let him out of the hospital the other day, so he's all good.
That's just the fact that it happens because in the race in Florida.
Yeah.
So just the fact that all this shit happens in Florida.
Yeah.
And then the first thing that pops in my head is fucking Florida man.
Oh, every time. He was there. He was probably one of the ones complaining, Right. He was wanting to put Jeff Gordon in the wall, getting the beast. Put him in the wall. Somebody get Jeff Gordon out there and put him in the wall.
NASCAR fans are definitely a loyal tribe.
He knew his audience by going there, though. That was just one big Trump rally. Then they happened to have a race at it.
That's better than a debate.
We're all going to the Waffle House afterwards. I'm dying.
Exactly.
He would too. I mean, this is a dude that throws down big bucks for fast food.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
He had all those football players.
Yeah, he did Mickey D's for them and everybody. What do you do? Mickey D's, Taco Bell, and KFC or something like that. One setting.
That's just genius. I just love that stuff. And So they had the primaries, which we've been. It's been fun to watch that clown fest.
It has. If there's ever a shit show made for TV, it was this thing. It's almost like reality TV.
It is. There's not enough time in the day.
That's pretty good.
It really strikes me as something I could see Sebastian Bach, Ted Nugent, Rosie O'Donnell. You could just throw all these people in one room and it'd be about the same. It'd be about the same thing.
That's funny.
But it's been entertaining, man.
It's hard to even because it would take like 2 days just to talk about how ridiculous these clowns are. So we've been laughing at the trolling.
Yeah,
the trolling has been just like high level. The one that was really the funniest was there was a picture that went around of some pigeons with MAGA hats on.
Yes.
I could have sworn that was photoshopped. I thought for sure, like you said, Babylon
I thought it was
B.
a Babylon Bee article. When I first read it, I saw it on a friend's post, and I'm like, what is this? It's got this picture of this pigeon, and he's got a MAGA hat glued to his head. And I'm like, that is freaking awesome. So I get to reading it, and it's a real deal. This really happened in Vegas. A group called, the acronym is Putin.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Pigeons United to Interfere Now.
Freaking genius!
I was like,
freaking genius.
Well, because to tangent off the whole Putin thing, is that Bernie Sanders' campaign was briefed that the Russians were trying to
help him win.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which I thought was fucking hysterical.
Even better.
So on MSNBC, so these idiots are running. They're running all kinds of just insane news.
Yeah,
they have this one lady up there says, "Well, Putin's basically got this election in the bag," and and they're like they're already trying to say that Putin. It's like, dude, this is like. You're crazy.
Right.
It's not Putin, okay? If it is, he's definitely not going to want Trump in that office because they keep trying to call Trump a Putin operative.
Right.
Dude, this guy is not their friend.
To me, it's the... I hate to go this dark on it, but I think it's deep statism.
It is.
And they want their guys back in there. I really think that's where this messaging is coming from.
So where do they go, though? So we've watched the shit show of Joe Biden for a long time.
Right.
That guy is just like a walking... if I was a late-night television guy, I wouldn't have to write nothing.
Carson would have a monologue that ran 30 minutes for a week long.
Easy.
Just one after the next with these guys.
And then with the good thing about Biden, though, is then all of a sudden, what's that? Chris Matthews would show up at a house as Joe Biden walks in. He goes... Mr. Biden, you've been talking to a 12-year-old girl, right?
Right.
Oh, How to Catch a Predator.
How to Catch a Predator, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That would be freaking hysterical.
That would definitely be the Biden tangent. And then you have Bloomberg.
I'm really here to pick up a check.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Check, not a chick, a check. That's what you got Bloomberg just
foot and mouth disease bad,
God,
man.
They tore him up. I was like, oh my God.
I really thought that was going to be their guy. When I look at
it, might all still be though.
Well, I think it is. In the end, I think that's who walks away with this. But yeah, you've got Mike. What did he come out with? He was asked about transgenderism and basically said, that's just a dude in a dress.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you're not really appealing to this
way to call it there, Mike.
Yeah.
Guess you forgot what your voting base is.
Yeah.
And then you have him and Bernie arguing over houses.
Right.
So he says, well, Bernie has like 3 mansions. And Bernie goes, well, I have to live in New Hampshire and I have to have a place in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
New York.
And I'm like, oh my, and Washington, D.C. or wherever it is. He has the Hamptons, Washington, D.C., and wherever the third one is.
Yeah,
Martha's Vineyard, maybe?
Probably.
Something like that.
Down the street.
So he has $3 million mansions. And so it's funny to see Bernie arguing with Bloomberg about justifying $1 million homes.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm like, so that was such a disconnect. Then you have Amy Klobuchar's people calling people to vote for her.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard any of this?
No, this is new.
That Amy Klobuchar?
Yeah, Klobuchar, whatever.
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. Yeah, so they have people calling around. And it's just like we got the Bernie Sanders phone call the other day about, so do you plan on voting for Bernie Sanders in the upcoming election? It's like, not no, but freaking hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you didn't vote for Bernie, who would you vote for? And so, you got the same thing with the Amy Klobuchar people.
Those are the algorithms have been going crazy on Facebook. I can tell you that. Ever so often the messaging pops up and you'll get the will you vote for Bernie? Will you vote for Mike? Will you vote for
Well, they're trying to frame the whole Russian thing. They're saying that Facebook there's 7 Russian operative polls going on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit, if they're shutting down conservative news pages, it should be really easy to shut down that shit.
You would think.
I mean, with the tracking they have, I mean, come on. Anyway, it's funny to watch that. So going through the whole, leading up to all these debates, it's just a laugh a minute. I can't.
I've been totally entertained.
The kind of the low hanging fruit on this Democratic candidate stuff is, who do you think the next person is to drop out?
I think Warren. That's my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, I know she's got a big fat ego, but I think her people are. Here's what I think's going to go on. I think there'll be a deal in the background.
Yeah.
And they'll say, we'll make you VP. I really think that's who's
so that makes the best sense right there. Because honestly, when Bloomberg floated the whole Hillary Clinton thing,
oh yeah,
I was like, dude, that's like Dr. Kevorkian. That's like asking Dr. Kevorkian to mix you a drink.
That's
really?
Yeah. I saw it as kind of Fast and Furious 7. It's like, hey, we've watched this show before, haven't we? Isn't this where the cars go fast?
Yeah, freaking Bloomberg. Now, Bloomberg and freaking Hillary Clinton, that's like watching 2 cannibals have oral sex.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Who's taking a bite first?
Are you sure you want to do this?
That's a weight loss program.
But no,
I
honestly think Warren's going to be next. Or maybe Klobuchar. I don't know. She's not getting a lot of, maybe Buttigieg, but I really think... I think Warren drops. I think they make the deal behind the scene and they say, Warren, if you'll bow out, we'll make you VP.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So the Buttigieg thing is, I don't really want to get it started, but he has sure shut up a lot about his military record.
Yeah.
He's taken a hell of a beating over that shit, and deservedly so, because you're talking about a guy that spends most of his time inside the wire, inside a building.
Yeah, what was
that drives? Yeah,
didn't we talk about this?
Yes. Well, we didn't talk about it on a podcast.
No. I mean, it's like we had a conversation offline, but I can't. Was he JAG or?
He was naval intel.
Oh, so he was a Navy guy?
That's what it said, naval intel, when I Googled him.
All right. I knew he was either intel or JAG, but yeah.
And so he ended up being a driver. And so if he was ever outside the gate, it was probably to go get ice cream or something. I mean, it was not really... I mean, honestly, the thing that bothers me, and I was glad to see the veteran community jump in on this, because they were like, they went right down
full bore on it.
Oh yeah.
The thing is like, I mean, once you find out where the guy served at, depending on what kind of person you are, I mean, shit's gonna get told.
Yeah.
You're never going to keep that under wraps. Because too many people.
You will have had some kind of interaction with somebody when you're on a freaking coalition base somewhere.
Sure, that's the thing about the military. It's a small community, and when you start throwing out acronyms and you start throwing out numbers, you're outing yourself really quick.
Oh yeah, you better be right. Yeah, that's all I got to say. You better be dead nuts on, or they'll let you know.
So I'm kind of looking at maybe him. I mean,
you think he's the next to go out?
He's too. So they're circulating some photos on him right now that are not very favorable.
Yeah,
and so I got to think that he made a comment. Here's the problem with politicians.
Does it say who's behind circulating the photos?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about that. he made a comment about somebody not being very appealing to people based on this and that and the other. So they sent a picture of him and his husband making out on stage, which they do a lot. Now, I don't want a whole lot of flack over this shit from everybody out in the hinterlands there, but that doesn't make for
presidential
doesn't
material.
make your case. Yeah. It doesn't make your case. If you're going to go kick somebody, then you need to be ready for them to kick you back.
Exactly.
And so this is circulated now, and it's kind of, I don't know where it's going to go, but they're calling him, he's been renamed more times than anybody. I mean,
sure,
with a name like his, very unique like that, he's been taking a lot of hits. So anyway, I look for him to reevaluate his...
We're looking for him to go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I could not walk past that.
Yeah.
I tried. I was gonna.
Hey, you know,
anyway,
it's when the door opens, you got.
I tell you what, I wouldn't lay money on any of these. That's for sure. Because I mean, it's such a cluster, like you said.
The thing. Okay, so I'm
just
quickly.
giving
I'm either leaning more towards like Buttigieg or Klobuchar being the next two people to one of the.
Well, there's another guy named Sayer or Seaver. Steyer. That's it, Steyer. And he just popped up, and I'm like,
he's been around for a while,
but he doesn't do the primaries.
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that stuff.
So I don't think he's going to make it.
The thing that I'm surprised about is I'm curious to see if Sanders is going to keep up this steam with, because he's making a big deal about, winning.
Yeah,
Nevada. And I have no
which was contested. It was only 34-44 primary votes. I mean, however they do those votes, it wasn't like a huge landslide.
Well, and here's my prediction on that. Since we're getting to that point, I really think that we get to the end of this thing, and the super delegates are still in place. You still have the 350 super delegates do whatever they want to do. I see Bloomberg walking away with this, and then I see Bernie supporters freaking out and burning stuff to the ground.
Well, this will be 2 elections in a row he got hosed.
Exactly.
Now, so I had an interesting conversation with a friend the other day about the primaries. So just think about it. If you're in your 20-somethings,
right,
and you really want to mess with the system, you kind of bump up a guy like Bernie.
Yeah.
You go, oh, man.
I really think that's what the statement is with this. I do. I mean,
let's bump him up and let's ride him to the end and see how it goes. Because Bernie, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, there's nothing presidential about this guy.
No,
nothing.
I view him more as his philosophies on things. I view more as a threat than anything.
I can't see it happening. And what's funny is all these people forget that presidents and politicians can make all the promises they want until you hit the House. Yeah. Until you hit the Senate. Until you hit the judicial. Yeah. Because look at what happened.
Look at this cycle that we've been in. I mean,
the Ninth Circuit Court has flipped again.
Yeah.
And so we've got all this going on.
That's true.
So we have all this shit going on. And look at Virginia. So Virginia thought they had a head of steam. Yeah. And they got beat by. I mean, all that shit got shut down.
They did.
Now, will it go away? No. There'll be some
not.
legal wrangling on it. But it's still gonna come back. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to watch. But I'm with you. Bloomberg's gonna buy it.
I really believe that.
The dude's got too much money not to. Everybody else, he's gonna run everybody out of money.
Oh yeah.
But I will tell you, his ads are the most annoying ads I've ever seen in my life.
Agree.
I can't stand any. I mean, the guy is a dick. Yeah. He is a dick. And then look at his NDA things, okay? Because we had it. Yeah. I had an NDA discussion because I have 2 NDAs as well about incidences that happen at the workplace that are not favorable for the company I work for. Right. And I can tell you that he'll say, "Oh, well, we're going to release those," but I guarantee he has massaged that. Yeah. Before, because he's already been known for saying shit about. Well, the female employee in question was one where she said she's just married and she's pregnant, and he goes, "Kill it." Oh wow! Yeah, he told her to kill. That's the one that really drew the big fire. And this guy is like a clod. Yeah, he is a walking troll. I mean, he is just
no personality. He does not have the personality. Everything that he's done, he's bought.
Well, he's got a god complex. Yes. Now he's sitting there saying, "I am the savior of the." I'm like, oh my god, this guy is just fucking lunatic.
Just that one ad of his where he closely associates himself with freaking Obama. Yeah, and every at every screenshot that comes through, it's him.
I bankrolled this guy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's payback, bitch. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how Biden Biden kind of got smoked and left in the dust on that one.
Yeah, dude, I actually feel bad for Crazy Joe.
Do you really?
Yeah, kind of, because he's just such a. It's like watching an old senile man just get taken advantage of in an old folks home.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean? I mean, come pet my blonde hair on my leg, please. I mean,
you gotta admit though, it's fun to watch that douchebag get beat up.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not. I don't feel that bad for him, but I mean,
what do they call him? Plugs. His nickname is Plugs.
Plugs. Oh, God.
But we've been having fun with the burn a lot because there's a viral video going on right now. He's at the seashore of he's at
probably San Francisco.
Yeah, he's
or
at
something.
the harbor somewhere talking, and he's talking about National Socialism.
Right.
And as he's saying the word National Socialism, this big boat comes by with this huge Trump banner, and he's blowing his horn.
It's hysterical.
And everybody in the crowd starts looking away from Bernie at the boat, man. I was like, that is just genius.
That was the ultimate troll. I mean, I wish I could come up with trolls like that. That's just, that is the ultimate,
full
dude.
of them. They are trolling these guys hardcore.
The boat was entertaining. We need to have like a think tank that just comes up with stuff like that.
Oh, you know there is.
There's got to be.
The Trump people are smart as hell, dude. I mean, they really are. The one thing I have to say about the followers with this guy is that they are fed up.
Yeah.
They're fed up with the status quo. He knows how to play. I watched one of his speeches where they carried this World War II veteran in a chair. Mm-hmm. Did you see that viral video on that?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the pictures of it.
Yeah, so. I felt it was a little WWE-ish. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, the environment he comes from. You gotta realize he's been on there a few times.
Oh, yeah, him and Vince McMahon. And I mean, it was very patriotic in the sense you had the Patriot Guard picking up this guy, carrying him to the front in his chair like a throne kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's cool. You should treat veterans exactly like that. Yeah. But it was coming off very
put together.
Yeah. And it was like, but people lost their minds. I mean, he has people waiting around. They go camp out.
Yeah.
To go to his rallies.
He has rallies outside of his rallies.
Yeah.
That's what's insane.
It's amazing. And so the news keeps trying to discount it, but they know they're in deep shit.
Yeah, I think they're feeling it. Speaking of the guys that are feeling like they're in deep shit, Chris Matthews.
I love that. I hate that guy with a passion, and I love every pain.
And when you said WWE, that's really he reminds me of a WWE.
Well,
the way he's all animated.
He's a tickle in his leg guy. Remember?
Yeah, the tingle. I got when Obama. I liked it. That's what I mean.
That's right.
Yeah. The tingle. I have a tingle in my leg. I hope that's a stroke.
It's a blocked artery.
Yeah, no, but no, he's been feeling some of the wrath of coming out against Bernie. You know, he's been against Bernie. He's not a big Bernie fan.
No, has he always not been a Bernie fan, or
he's a deep state establishment shill, is what he is. He is clearly him and Anderson Cooper and those guys and Don Lemon are all. They're all sitting at the same jamboree,
right?
Getting their marching orders is what they're doing.
Well, you've got him, and then you've got what's his name that's married to the conservative. I can see it on the tip of my tongue.
Carville,
James Carville.
Yeah.
So he's come out against Bernie. You know, he's basically said all this socialism, you've lost your mind.
Yeah. Carville's batshit crazy.
He is, but it's been fun to watch these guys have to eat crow, and it's like, wait a minute, you've been promoting this shit the whole time,
and now you've been
pushing these socialists, and now you've got it up front, and you're wanting to say, well, wait a minute, that's not exactly what I meant here.
So Bernie looks like a frat party favor.
Yeah,
he looks like something that a college, university, and that's where his roots are coming from.
Yeah. I just suddenly popped in my head. I love you, Blue. I love you, Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
That could be a Bernie rally, dude.
That's the Bernie crowd, though. That's what I'm saying. He's got this group of just psychotic college kids, just free shit. Yeah. You know, it's like you hold up a sign that says free tickets to a concert and everybody runs to you.
Mob's that guy.
Yeah, and so, you have this going on. And so Matthews is... I like watching Matthews melt down. Yeah, I'm surprised he hadn't fallen over from a stroke on TV yet.
I think the show's gonna end with him being hauled off in like a white straitjacket and people just dragging him out. Him and Kramer, they'll both drag him out at the same time.
That would be funny.
Now we had this discussion maybe a week or so ago where, so Chris Matthews, I'm trying to think of older TV personalities.
Like Walter Cronkite.
Well, we were talking. We talked about Joe Scarborough a little bit. We talked about Chris Matthews. We talked about.
So we'll just use Chris Matthews as maybe their sole or sole.
He's the punching bag.
When you start looking at who, well, I guess what demographic represents or is representative of people who are voting right now,
right?
Is like when I look at Joe Biden, do I see him representing a huge demographic? No, I don't.
Yeah.
He tries to tell people I can fucking relate to you, but he really doesn't fucking relate to you.
And he just fucks that up.
Because I don't want to go back. I don't want to not have a government job anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to still be on the dole. I still want to get influence. I still want to get perks, all that stuff. So between just about, so I'll do Bernie Sanders. I'll do Biden, Warren. Warren... She has sort of an appeal because she was a teacher. Yeah. So with her and the students there, she has kind of a connection there.
I hated school, so
no, but I'm just talking about college.
I'm done.
But for the most part, most of these politicians have no fucking connection to any voting demographic. Buttigieg, the thing he's got going for him is the fact that he is young, and he crosses so many demographics.
You think so? I think he's got the whole. So what he's got is this walk away movement going against him.
Yeah.
It really is not helping him. You know, here's the sad thing about, and this is about anybody that runs off the platform of being gay.
Yeah.
Okay, what ends up happening is that, it's more mainstream than it's ever been.
Right.
Okay. And it's more basically in your face than it's ever been. But that doesn't mean everybody's buying it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just the way of the world.
You had that one delegate. I forget which one it was. Was it Ohio? It was one of them where she showed up and she's like, "Wait a minute, he's gay. I voted for him.
Yeah.
Can I change my vote?"
That was in Iowa.
That was in Iowa.
I said Ohio.
Yeah, it was the Iowa caucus.
That's right.
That's exactly my point. So what ends up happening is that when that gets out, regardless of what you feel society should be like,
right,
you're representing a morality kind of a thing. You're representing judicial. You're legislating. I mean, you're representing the embodiment.
You got a bigger encompassment of just this specific group that you're going
now
after.
You can argue that Trump does not check all those boxes, but there was a list put out the other day of the Trump accomplishments in the last 3.5 years. I want you to know it's a big list. Now, presidents can claim some of those, but some of these are big ticket items.
That's his main. To me, that's Trump's main draw. That's what people look at. Whether you like him, whether you like everything he does or you don't. I don't. I don't particularly.
I hated him until I got to watch him as president.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that he does what he says, I can respect it. I can at least say, okay, I respect that. I might not agree. I agree with probably 90% of it.
Yeah.
But even the 10%, I can say at least he said he was going to do that, and he freaking did it.
Yeah. Right. And that's where I think Buttigieg is going to have a big credibility
problem. That's what
because the people in his own state are like, don't vote for this guy. He's sucked as a mayor.
He's a shit stick as a mayor.
Yeah, and so So it's kind of one of those things you got to. There's a lot to look at, and you got to look at his little section.
Right.
I don't think he has the carry. And once you get outed as a liar on your military record, dude.
Yeah, that kind of does it for you. Ask McCain.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't help him any.
That's a sad fact too. That's very true. But anyway, like I said, we'll see where the shit show goes. Where's it going next? Carolinas?
I think so.
Yeah. So now that's some motivated people down there.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I was surprised at how many people are actually leaving Texas and moving to the Carolinas.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that runs for him down there.
Chiefs doing that.
Yeah.
Chiefs in the process.
I have 4 friends that said, "Screw this, I'm moving to the Carolinas." I'm like, "No, you need to stay. We got too many Californians coming in here.
They're running us out."
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
talk about this one?
Speaking of hookers, we've talked about hookers for a while now, but we're going to talk about one more hooker, and that's Spielberg's adopted daughter.
I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah, I know. She's 23, and apparently she's doing porno. Porno, strip clubs.
Her Instagram. I mean, now honestly, I looked at this and I feel bad for this girl because I think there's something there.
Yeah,
I really do. I hate to sound like one of these people.
So do you see something promising in her porn career? Is that what you said?
No, I don't think it's going to be a very good one.
Not that kind of
promising. So as we get deeper
burst
into
my bubble.
No, I know, right? So with this whole Epstein trial thing rolling up, you got to know that there's some bombshells just waiting to explode out there. Because, the whole Corey Haim thing, so he was supposed to do a documentary,
that got
an expose that was supposed to, and it's gone.
Shut.
Yeah, totally gone.
It's gone. And so now you have this young lady coming out, and so Spielberg is her dad, or her adopted
They're adopted.
father.
It's her,
and then Kate Capshaw is her adopted mother, and they have other kids
that
are doing other things. Well, this one here is always, according to them, had issues. Okay?
Yeah.
And
trouble child. It comes across as a trouble child. Yeah.
And so their comments towards her choice of careers was really interesting.
Yeah. And that's the word I think that they used. It was something along intrigued.
They were intrigued by her choice of this career.
Intrigued and supportive. So I'm thinking to myself.
You do realize that this is sort of a foothold for Spielberg to venture off into blue films, right?
Oh, that is so.
Really, I didn't put that together, Graham.
That may have been. She may have found some of those blue films. You never know.
It might be.
So her
Star Wars.
Her stepmom played some. Kate Capshaw played some pretty pretty racy chicks in some of the movies when she was.
She's made out with chicks on film.
Yeah, and
so.
the one that she did, she was she owned some ranch in Texas or Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Vince Vaughn, I think, was in this movie, and she had all these young boys working for her.
Yeah,
dude, that was.
Where are we going with this?
I know.
To work that ranch.
Yeah, it was. So when you watch people,
that's code.
Yeah,
that's
code. It is. It kind of is when you start looking at that, because the whole Epstein thing going on right now. I was listening to some of the defense arguments for Epstein in these cases.
Right.
And they were talking about, how he's exploited all these women. And Annabella Sciorra's name came up. The girl that did Jungle Fever with Spike Lee's movie.
Spike Lee, yeah.
She's like an Italian girl. Anyway, she had claimed that Harvey Weinstein had assaulted and done things to her.
Right.
And they're saying, well, it's funny how your career took off,
coincided with
right
that
around the time that this was all going on. Right. And so they're talking, and they're laying the groundwork for this defense, right? And so you look at this young girl here, and you got to kind of wonder what's in her background, because they have parties.
Oh yeah, what she's seen and what she's done that her dad might or might not have known.
I don't think they did. I think they just got off into the socialite party, because if you look at Paris Hilton and all these other girls, they just go off and do their own thing.
Well, at some point, I mean, your daughter's obviously damaged. If she's if she's in porn,
right,
you're probably not happy with that. I mean, you can't be. I wouldn't be happy with my kids in porn. So I would say, this is probably not the best choice. To come out and say we're intrigued and okay with that choice.
So we're just showing our support for
exactly. I'm not sure I could ever do that. I mean, I couldn't pull my punches with my kids like that. So it makes me question, really, what's going on in your background that you're okay with saying that's okay.
Isn't that just the liberal answer, though?
It is. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the liberal answer.
Pat it on the head. It'll be okay.
She's exploring her life options is the words you hear mostly out of these people. Is their life options.
But it comes down to the root cause of every problem that exists out there, is people are just saying, that's okay, you can do that.
And parents aren't supposed to be your best friend.
No, they're supposed to be your parents.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to get you ready for life, not a life in porn. That's just like Maitland Ward. I mean, the girl that played in, I forget what TV series it was, that redhead that went to mainstream. She went from TV acting to...
Is this the one who went into porn?
Yeah, Maitland Ward was an actress.
Is this the redheaded chick?
Redhead, yeah. So she left this one movie. I can't remember the series now. It's not Malcolm in the Middle or maybe something like that. And I can't remember for sure. But anyway, she went into doing cosplay, role dress,
the dress up thing.
Yeah, the dress up.
Yeah.
Now she's into mainstream. I'm talking hardcore porn.
Yeah.
So you're seeing.
I've got some internet to do tonight.
Yeah.
Now,
she is a pretty girl.
I will say
really
she's very attractive. Yeah. But I watched a couple of interviews with her.
Yeah.
And at no point does this lady come across as like batshit fucking crazy.
No, really? Not at all.
No, it's like
it's a money. It's a money game, right?
It's a financial decision for her. Yeah. So so you see that, and then you see this young girl. Now, honestly, we're going to find out something about this one later on that we're probably not going to want to hear, because it just doesn't fit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That social circle. I mean, we've discussed it so many times that social circle is so weird out there. There's no telling what happened.
Like on a side note, I read this morning that I guess they're close to sentencing on Weinstein.
Yeah.
And so at minimum, he'll get like 5 years of some sort of, I don't think at any point is he ever doing jail time.
Yeah.
But it's like 5 to 25, but they're actually leaning more towards he'll just get a 5-year sentence.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
service.
people, I was like, fuck, I was like, the fact that this dude will only get 5 years for this shit, holy fuck.
Did you ever watch the movie The Untouchables with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery? So you remember when they had Capone in there and he was going, the sumbitch is actually smiling. What's he smiling about?
Yeah.
And so they find out that he had that book with all the paid off jurors.
Right.
And then so Costner, as playing Elliot Ness, makes this play on letting the judge know that his name was on that list too.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of what I think is going on here with Weinstein's lawyers in the background going, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I remember when you were at my party and we have pictures of you with this, you know what I'm saying? I think this is the kind of
that's the kind of shit that goes
on in those things. And we're all, so the rest of the world is very naive, but when you work with very high level political people or high level corporate people that are very influential in communities,
right.
you get to bend those rules. That's And the nice thing about what we're seeing in politics right now is we have a president that has just opened the books on all this shit and said, hey, you know, this is what's going on. So I think it's going to be fun to watch. I don't know. I mean, you know, how things are going to roll up, but hey, who knows, you know?
Yeah.